inside of prom is free. Am I bugging? Did they make y'all pay for things at your prom? Isn't that the reward that everything there was free because y'all graduated? Here's a dance for celebration. What is the money spread for? Who is the money for? Where is that being used? Ohmeezzyy, high schoolers are exchanging rings and doing vows for prom. Now, I don't know about you, but my prom came and went, bro. My prom didn't even feel like, now, like looking back on it, it kind of feels like, you know, maybe like it came and went. In the moment, it was kind of monumental, but realistically, bro, came and went. Definitely was not giving rings out. That's for sure. I don't know where that came from. That's not my body. But is exchanging rings and doing vows? Oh no, they're not getting married. I'm stupid. They're just doing it cause. Okay, that's kind of ridiculous. Wait, are they pulling up in a helicopter? Is this an actual chariot? Y'all got a poor horse on the high school parking lot? I did not mean to press that button. That is so crazy, bro. It's never that deep. All right. You got kids pulling up in mime boxes for a high school prom? Are you crazy? Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Having a kid stand inside of a box, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they work at goddamn H&M. You got them standing in an H&M box for their high school prom is kind of crazy. In the back of a trailer? Is this a U-Haul trailer? That dead might be a U-Haul trailer. I'm not even joking. That's a business too. Okay, I actually did see this one. This one is calm. I don't know if that makes me biased, but this one actually right here is calm. Did you ever propose in elementary school? What are we talking about? This hear ye at prom. That's the bare minimum? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I am in high school, bro. I was making negative $53.62 per day. Yeah, this is the bare minimum, bro. I might be gay. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can't handle no shorty that needs that, bro. That's crazy. In high school? Naruto hard though. I saw a tweet
the other day that said that prom is 20K and how if this woman would have a kid, it would be up to 100K. So that's the reason why she isn't having kids. And I scrolled by because at the time it had like 32,000 views. This was just supposed to be a one-off. You know, it didn't mean anything. I scrolled back and saw that it had eclipsed 32.8 million views. I did not know that people were going this hardcore about prom and prom season. Whether it's the dresses, whether it's the theatrics, whether it's literally pulling out bands of...
It's things like this where I'm like, American capitalism won. Let me tell you why. There's talks and things of that nature about how, like, if you weren't, why are you waiting till Christmas to get a gift? Because that's how they taught you you're supposed to go spend money in this month, da-da-da-da-da. You would have never really got the gift if it wasn't for the government. You get what I'm saying? But I don't care. I like how Christmas feels. However, though, I bring that up to say this. I say that they won because Christmas is one thing. Prom is a whole different thing. So now that it's been ramped up and vamped up to the part where people are spending mortgage money on prom, they won. That is nothing short of systematic work. Dang, I sound like a theorist. In reality, I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's why this is weird though.
Of money and just
Christmas is my favorite holiday too.
It seems that prom has become something that I cannot recognize, and I don't know why people are going.
What's the worst gift I got for Christmas? Air. Literally air. Like vapor. Like no wrapping. No bow. Fault.
Going so far out when we're talking about doing prom. Now, towards the end of the school year, for all the juniors and seniors and hell, some of the more advanced freshmen and sophomores, they get invited to a prom. You go to Men's Warehouse, you go to Macy's or whatever, you get you a nice little prom dress, prom suit, and then you go to some sort of dance at some old club or maybe even some cafeteria or, you know, event space in your local area.
I don't know where they had us for my prom. Bro, my prom was in the middle of like some random wooded area. Mind you, I was in VA at the time. I thought they got me. I'm thinking they about to come out the woods with the come here, boy. Yeah. Like, bro, I thought they got me, bro. I had back pads on my, like, I was just making sure, like, you know what I'm saying? I made sure that my prom pants legs weren't like too tight, just in case I had to huss. You feel what I'm saying, bro? I had to make sure, bro. It was scary.
Have a good time. You ended at 9:30, and then some of y'all sneak off back to a hotel room to have fun. Personally, I went home. I can remember my prom days. This is a picture of me going to prom. Yeah, that's me in this.
Omar, I'm not gonna lie, the fit kind of clean. The fit kind of clean, Ohmeezzyy. Fit kind of clean.
Burgundy suit. I really thought I had it on. And I had my little Kohan 3M dress shoes. And the car that I got to drive was my aunt's 2005 Mustang. I graduated in 2014. So having a 2005 Mustang, listen, that was luxury at that point in time. The most expensive thing on there probably was my tie, or maybe even the shoes. The shoes might have been $100. The tie might have been like $110. But I thought I was really stepping. I thought I was really doing something big. I thought I was really doing something different. But when I see these prom videos across my timeline, I know that I was doing nothing that can compete in 2025.
I promise to make this night special.
I promise to cherish this moment.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, rings. They promise, and they did that by exchanging rings. This is for a prom. This is not for a wedding. This is not for, that's the only time you will really exchange rings like that. This isn't for that. And trust me, it still gets crazier, but off the top, rings are totally out of pocket for a children's prom. What is this? What are we doing?
Amiri's shoes for prom is so freaking crazy, bro. Double R Ferrari?
I think that was them alluding to a Rolls Royce and a Ferrari. Now, not only to me are the rings out of pocket, the dress in and of itself is out of pocket. I think that there should be some.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've never in my life, you know, seriously considered robbing somebody. However, though, if a prom kid like lost his way home, you know what I'm saying? He got his promise ring on, that joint gotta go for at least $4,000. That joint gotta go for at least $4,000. He got his Amiri shoes on, that look like a size 12, 13. There's no way I can't whoop his ass. There's no way that I'm passing up that opportunity, bro. That's what you're doing, loading your kid up. You're setting him up for failure. They be out till like 3 a.m. on prom night. You don't know where they at. You don't know what crib he taking shorty to or what crib shorty going to. Oh yeah, I'm robbing them, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I might stake out the nearest prom next to me. I actually think I think there's a school not too far from here, bro. Actually, bro, let me not say nothing. Statute of limitations, gang.
Some sort of, you know, level of, I don't know, conservatism with the kids' dresses. That's just me. But also the level of detail, the level of money. Look, I think that there's no problem with having special moments. But once you get to the point.
About to go from prom king to poor king. That was a good one.
Part where you're starting to rent out these uber luxury cars in order to make some sort of grand entrance for your prom. You're spending thousands upon tens of thousands of dollars in order to do that. I don't think that there's a problem with renting one car, but why do you need to rent two cars for your prom?
Go, let him know, let him know, Wow.
You see, they only pull up in one car. Like, it's stupid to have two cars, a man on a cello, and what seems to be a choir right behind them. Now, I did do my research on the high school that they came from, which is Western High School coming out of South Florida area. And I will say,
why is it always Florida?
Yeah.
It's always, whenever we react to a video and I'm looking at some dumb stuff, it's always Florida. Why is it always Florida? Why?
specifically for them, the median income for each household over there is over $130,000. So they may have some money to blow. But this seems to be a little bit over the top, even if you had the money to spend, you know. I think some people would have money to spend on an extravagant prom, but why is it that people are going down this path of going so over the top when it comes to, you know, prom or these celebrations for high school students specifically?
High school prom getting out of control. Have y'all seen the high school proms? You cannot go to high school prom now without a budget. Last year, this kid's mom asked me to film his high school prom, right?
Right.
He pulled up in a Rolls Royce, had a red carpet, and had a driver. Now looking back on it, that was light.
There's literally no physical reason you need to bring money to prom, by the way. Like, this dude just put up in an all green suit, looking like Green Goblin, looking like turf, looking like grass, looking like somebody watered him. And then he did a money spread on me. Literally everything inside of prom is free. Am I bugging? Did they make y'all pay for things at your prom? Isn't that the reward, that everything there was free because y'all graduated? Here's a dance for celebration. What is the money spread for? Who's the money for? Where is that being used?
It was his junior year. His mom said his senior year, they're trying to get an approval so the helicopter could land at the school. I seen somebody on a moving bus in a box. I seen a girl dressed with all 100.
Bro, you telling me I see her walking next to me? I'm not hitting this right here. Give me that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? As soon as I see Shorty walking this way, bro, I'm grabbing at least 1,000. I'm grabbing at least 1,000. And if you don't, you just don't want it as bad as I do. Facts. Facts.
$100 bills made out of it. Some girl said her dad flew to Nigeria to get the dress made because hers ain't coming time. Bro, what the this is what I wore to my prom.
Facts.
I thought it was clean.
Now,
Damn, hold on. Let me see if I can get my prom picture without leaking. Nope, because y'all are going to find it. Never mind.
we go down the rabbit hole. I think there's a lot of places and spaces that don't make sense for these people to be getting ass things for these proms. In the original tweet, the woman said somebody's prom was 20K.
That's Love Dragon. Thank
Where
you.
is all this going to? This is one night. That's like wedding reception level stuff. And all these things are egregiously taxed. I don't know if you've ever seen these things on TikTok, but people put extra taxes on things when it comes to doing like weddings or certain celebrations. But your prom being that, I don't know how. If we think about a
Yes,
hotel,
I appreciate
if we
the
think
follow.
about the ticket itself,
Call me,
if we're thinking
appreciate
about
the follow.
a suit or whatever the case
Mar,
may be,
appreciate
none
the
of these
follow.
things should tally up to be
Naz, appreciate the follow.
$20,000. $20,000 is somebody's like part-time salary. $20,000 is a year in college for some people. $20,000 is a lot of money. And I don't even think that people have this on their brain, right? And I know that people can't really afford these things. If you look at the median income of a lot of households across the US, I don't see where they're penciling in $20,000 or whatever outrageous amount of money that they're spending on.
You know what it is, though? People is getting comfortable with using Affirm. People is getting comfortable with using Afterpay. People aren't paying this in one cash. Boom, here you go. People are out here giving installments, gang. Let me teach you something about installments. You gotta be sure about your finances ahead of time. You think that it's giving you more time. Really what it is, you gotta be more financially literate if you're starting to use installments heavy. No cap. Don't just go in there, be like, damn, I don't got it, but I could pay them $300 every single month. You know what I'm saying? That'll get a lot of young people into debt easy, gang.
These specific proms. And it's sad because I don't like to add these sorts of talking points to my videos, but this is definitely a black thing. I'm not seeing a lot of
Teach us the
people,
401k plan.
other than black people participating in proms is extravagant. Now, if we go down to level 2, it's the adultification and role play that people love to have with their kids. You've seen pictures and video before of people taking little toddlers and putting them in adult clothes, you know, calling it BBL fashion or whatever the case may be. So not only are they adultifying their kids, dressing them up in these different clothings, I've seen people do preschool proms, daycare proms, like toddlers or people that just aren't in high school doing proms, really young people.
I'm telling you, money grab. This is a money grab. I'm telling you, there's nothing outside of this other than a money grab plus social media, bro. It's like tricking them into thinking this is what a dance gotta be. No cap. And people wanted to dance back in the day. Damn, I sound old. People wanted to dance back in the day. You get an up with a speaker, and he come down the block like these. Whole place booming. Whole place jumping. All of a sudden, kids outside, kids was on their bike anyways. You feel me? All of a sudden, you smell something in the air, somebody cooking something. You going over there now? It's more music over there. Now we just vibing. But now, I gotta pay $30,000 for a bust down rolly avalanche. Yeah, my bitch was average. And just to dance, see, bro. I'm telling you, bro, they got us, bro.
It makes sense that by the time that you get to actual prom age, we will have aged it up so much that it's a fucking wedding at this point.
Please, you guys are taking this prom stuff too serious. Don't get me wrong, prom season is one of my favorite seasons after graduation. But baby, telling each other vows on prom night and promising stuff, like, you have to be serious. Like, this is not y'all wedding, literally. Like, y'all are promising this and that and making it seem like it's a wedding. Like, this is not a wedding.
Whole tea. Y'all about to graduate, and the main squeeze that you've been main squeezing with about to get her back cracked 3 times in one night at HBCU. And you out here making goddamn statements about confessing your love. You don't even know, shorty, because y'all only got to hang out once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, because the parents was high-key strict and didn't even want to let you over at the crib without the door open in the room. So, like, I don't know why you making wedding vows. You don't even know, old girl. No cap.
Vows and exchanging rings on prom is just crazy. Like, mind you, these kids are probably 17, 18 years old. Like, the drones even, and I think that this was all in a hotel.
You good, gang? I've been going through it. You feel me? And I appreciate you checking up on me, though. You know what I'm saying? It get hard. It get hard. The pressure. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Room, like, where are the parents at? Because this is all the parents' fault for allowing this, if you ask me.
Now, I want to be able to introduce 2 perspectives. I grew up with an older mother, so she's definitely of the same perspective of this young lady, and part of me definitely agrees with this situation too, that, yeah, is probably going to be the moment that they have for the rest of their lives. There's never going to be another opportunity in which people are able to put on tuxedos or gowns or, you know, go to some sort of formal event. And if you really think about it, that's probably most Americans. This is why it's very important for you to live your life and not adultify yourself too fast, because you won't be able to experience these things again for the rest of your life. Think about the last time you've been on a field trip, or had a summer break, or read a book even.
The key is, though, as you get older, you got to take yourself to those things and manage those things for yourself. You get what I'm saying? I be going on a field trip on some BS, gang, no cap. I'll just leave my crib for a month just cause. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find a way to get that in. Not everybody has my job, so they can't necessarily do that. But as an adult, it is up to you to make sure that your life is still a life. No cap.
Americans post high school do not experience that ever again. So it's kind of important. And that can be both good and both sad. Now, should that mean that you go out of your way to cosplay weddings? No, I think that that's like a very sacred moment. And I don't think that it is the appropriate thing to do. That's weird. That's wild. All that stuff. But we've seen in recent times where people are not living, it seems like on a massive scale, past a certain age. So the adults having the opportunity to have them live these moments, you know, going to prom or, having this big celebration or bash or whatever, it seems very important. That's why these people have huge celebrations for graduation, not because they think they won't ever graduate again, which a lot of people won't, but also because they never thought they would make it, or they might have people in their lives that did not make it to that point in and of itself. So a high school graduation can be just as big as a college graduation. Do I think that should come at the expense of a down payment on a house? Absolutely not. Yeah. But there was something interesting that I saw from Twitter creator Phil Lewis that talked about, there are no places for teenagers to just be teenagers. I think that there's a lot of real issues that play, into that are going on here. Listen, there aren't any malls. They're closing down parks left, right, and sideways. There's no television shows. Kids are now being aged up every single day. Facts. There's no more Radio Disney that I grew up on. There's no more Claire.
And as a kid and as a teenager, even y'all watching right now, the coolest thing that you could do is something that's above your age bracket. Like, the coolest thing a 13-year-old could do right now is something that a 17-year-old is doing. The coolest thing that a 17-year-old could do is something a 21-year-old person is doing. The coolest thing a 20-year-old person could do is something that 30-year-olds are trying to do. Like, literally, the idea of like being ahead of life has become so warped that it's almost like it's the only thing worth like achieving is being ahead of schedule. And that's a big part of why I feel like people end up being played into this position of doing things over their age, acting older than they truly are, and being in scenarios that they're genuinely just not ready for. Outside, and I know we're talking about prom, but like I'm saying like in other case scenarios too.
There's no more kid-like spaces. It seems like you're a toddler and then you jump into adultified. Hell, even when my cousins were talking about getting designer shoes, it started off being in 8th grade. And that's not a conversation I started to have until, hell, out of high school, late high school, school, whatever the case may be. One, when I got my own money, but two, when I started to mature in there. What happened to the era of Skechers or, I don't know, Case?
I ain't gonna lie, my mom ain't never put me in a pair of Skechers. She loved me. I'm not saying like, you know what I'm saying? Like K-Swiss is calm. You get the K-Swiss, Swiss, whatever. You get the Skechers though. Come on, man. Even my parents knew. Come on, bro.
Swiss, where's the in-between shoes? Where's the in-between clothes? Where are the places and spaces for young teens, preteens, teenagers? Where are all those things? Why are we taking these jumps?
I got you, Haiku.
Like this? Last but not least, social media has
up.
gotten everybody up in arms. And when that happens, you got to get the content out of it. You gotta one up yourself. You gotta top that viral moment with another viral moment. One of the biggest issues that comes with this prom season is that somebody saw somebody last year do it, so now I gotta go bigger and I gotta go harder. But that's social media for you. Every time somebody does something, they feel as if they have to top it 1 year after the next year. At some point, I feel like we are gonna reach the top, but I'm saying the same thing with like IRL streaming and content creation in general. Every time somebody reaches a new point, I say to myself, this has to be the top until we reach the next top. Overall, this situation can be summed up by a term called arrested development. It's when somebody's development, whether it be emotionally or mentally or whatever, is arrested. It's locked up in a certain stage or state, and that state being a 17-year-old. These are the people who peaked in high school. You know, their parents peaked in high school, so now they're putting it onto their kids to live out these dreams and fantasies, because ultimately, this is potentially the biggest moment they will ever have. This almost seems like if you gave a kid $100,000, what would they do? Give a kid $10 and let them go into the grocery store and see what they.
If someone gave me $100,000, I'ma double it. No cap. Chat, invest in me early, bro. Somebody throw me $5,000 right now. I'll give you back $40,000 on top of it, gang. No cap, bro. That's just what happened when you trust me. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you like, comment twice. Stop spending houses on prom dresses. What are you doing? I'll catch y'all next one. Peace.